Welcome to MidSpark.
All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're taking an incredible journey. We're not crossing oceans or climbing mountains. We're going inside one of the most amazing structures in the universe, the human heart. So I want you to just think about that for a second. 100,000 times. Every single day. It doesn't take a coffee break. It doesn't stop for lunch. The energy it creates in just one day could drive a truck for 20 miles. I mean, what kind of engine has that kind of relentless, unstoppable power?
You guessed it, it's your heart. This thing isn't just an organ, it is the engine that drives every single moment of your life.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is this muscular marvel, really, and what makes it your body's hardest worker? Well, if you could hold it, you'd find it's a hollow, cone-shaped muscle about the size of your own clenched fist. It's tucked away safely right between your lungs. And to make sure it keeps working smoothly, it's wrapped in this amazing double-layered sac called the pericardium. You can think of it like a personal, fluid-filled cushion that stops any friction while the heart is beating. It's just a brilliant piece of biological engineering. So, to really get a feel for how the heart works, we're going to follow a single drop of blood on its trip. And our journey starts on the right side of the heart, which is the side that deals with all the used blood coming back from the body. Now, we call this blood deoxygenated, which, sounds a little dramatic. It doesn't mean it has zero oxygen. It just means it's done its job. It's dropped off oxygen to your muscles and organs, and now it's coming back to the heart for a refill. Okay, so here it comes. Our blood drop arrives through these two huge veins, the vena cava, and it flows right into the first chamber, the right atrium. The atria are basically the heart's receiving ducts. From there, it goes through a one-way door, that's the tricuspid valve, and into the right ventricle. This is the first pumping chamber. With a big squeeze, the ventricle pushes the blood out through another valve, the pulmonary valve, and into the pulmonary artery, which is a direct highway to the lungs. After a super quick pit stop at the lungs to pick up a fresh tank of oxygen, our blood drop is totally transformed. It's ready for the second half of its trip. And just like that, our blood drop is fully oxygenated. It's bright red, it's packed with the fuel your body needs, and it has a brand new mission: deliver this precious cargo of oxygen everywhere, from your brain all the way down to the tips of your toes. Now this is actually really cool, because it points out something that trips a lot of people up. We usually think of arteries carrying oxygen-rich blood away from the heart, and veins carrying oxygen-poor blood towards it. But look at this. The freshly oxygenated blood comes back to the heart through the pulmonary veins. This is the one big exception to the rule. These are the only veins in your whole body that carry oxygen-rich blood. So, our revitalized drop of blood is back, and now it enters the left side of the heart. This is the high-pressure, high-power side. Its whole job is to pump that blood to the entire body. The path here pretty much mirrors the right side, but everything is happening with way more force. The blood enters the left atrium, our second receiving dock. Then it passes through the bicuspid valve, you might also hear it called the mitral valve, and drops into the mighty left ventricle. This is the heart's main pump. With one massive contraction, it shoves the blood through the aortic valve and into the aorta, which is the body's biggest artery. From there, it's off to the races. So, why is the left side so much stronger? This lays it out perfectly. Think of the right ventricle as a pusher. It only needs to push blood on a pretty short trip, right next door to the lungs. But the left ventricle, it's a shover. It has to shove that blood with enough force to reach every single part of your body. And that's why its muscular wall is, by far, the thickest and strongest in the entire heart. It has to be. Now, this incredible pumping action doesn't just happen on its own. The heart has this whole intricate support system that makes it all possible. Let's pull back the curtain and take a look. The wall of the heart itself is made of three distinct layers. You've got the epicardium on the outside for protection, and the endocardium on the inside, which is this super smooth lining so blood can flow without any friction. But the real star of the show is the one in the middle, the myocardium. That's the actual muscle that contracts and does all the heavy lifting. And separating the left and right sides is this thick muscular wall called the septum. Its job is absolutely critical. It makes sure the oxygen-poor blood on the right side never, ever mixes with the oxygen-rich blood on the left. This complete separation is the secret to the heart's incredible efficiency. We've talked about the valves as we've gone along, but let's just see them all in one place. These are the heart's 4 essential one-way doors. The tricuspid and bicuspid are the entry doors into the pumps, and the pulmonary and aortic are the exit doors. They swing open to let blood through, and then they snap shut to make sure none of it flows backward. So what stops these valve doors from blowing backward under all that pressure? Like an umbrella getting flipped inside out in a strong wind? Well, that's the job of this amazing support team. You have the chordae tendineae. They're literally called heartstrings that anchor the valve flaps. And then the papillary muscles pull on those strings, keeping the valve sealed shut at exactly the right moment. It's an ingenious system. Here's a really important point. For all the oxygen-rich blood the heart is pumping, the heart muscle can't just take what it needs from the blood passing through its chambers. It needs its own dedicated fuel supply. And that's the job of the coronary arteries. They branch right off the aorta and feed the heart muscle itself, making sure it has all the energy it needs to keep on beating. So we've taken a deep dive into the heart as this incredible mechanical pump, a system of chambers, valves, and muscle all working in perfect sync. But, every engine needs an ignition. So what is it that provides the electrical spark that tells this muscle to contract over and over for an entire lifetime? Well, that is a story for another explainer.